Hey there guys, welcome to another video, and today what we're doing is installing Base Arch. We're going to be installing this with Nvidia drivers and a DE, so don't worry. Everything is going to work out just fine. Now, what we need to do first is discover which drive we want to install Arch on. So we're going to do fdisk-l. And as you can see, we only have two drives. So we're going to use the top one because it's 25 gigs. That is SDA. Yours might vary depending on the amount of disks that you have inside of your system, but make sure you're installing to the right one. So we're going to type cfdisk. We're going to select GPT. Remember, you want to use UEFI for Arch. Now, it just makes more sense. It's more up to date if you have a newer system. It's sort of a must. And you can see we have these options in the bottom hand corner here. New, quit, help, write, and dump. We're going to go and hit new. We're going to make the partition 500 megabytes. Now, we're going to make this type into an EFI system. And we're going to go to free space and we're going to make a swap. It's just going to be 2 gigs. Yours will vary depending on the size and the amount of RAM you have. You have 16 gigs of RAM. They say make it 32 gigs, but I've never had any issues with just 16 or lower. So the second partition is the swap partition. So once again, go to type, and you're going to want to find Linux swap. And the final one, just hit enter, and make sure the type is Linux file system. And then you're just going to write, and what it will do is it will apply everything that you just did. So now we can quit, and we can go back to clear. And we can check our disks, and you can see we have the EFI system, the Linux swap, and the Linux file system. Make swap dev SDA2, and then we can turn it on. You don't need it on during the installation, but we tend to do it anyway. And we're going to change this to 3 because we want to make sure that everything works for you guys. So ext4 done, and the last one we need to do is fat-f32, and we're going to do that to 1. Alright, so we have the swap on. We're good to go. Next, we're going to want to mount where we're going to install Base Arch to. So dev/sda3, and we're going to set the mount point as -mount. And after that's done, alright, so as I said, we're going to be doing updating the database real quick, just to make sure that everything works. And it does. It's going quite slow. Reflector, hit yes. And after that's done and it's installed, we are going to so we're doing this by country. I'm in Canada, so I'm going to choose Canada. We're going to choose 5 of them, and we're going to sort them by rate of speed, and we're also going to save this in etc or etsy as they like to call it, pacman-d/mir list, and it should just boop and finish. And once we do that, we're going to want to try this again much faster. See that? Next, we're going to want to do pack strap because we're about to install to mount base and base-devil. Okay, and everything should install just fine. Alright, so let's begin with the next step, shall we? So we're gonna gen the fs tab -u-p /mount /mount /etc/fs tab. Okay, once that's done, we're gonna go into our system. So we're gonna go into our current install. All right, and mount, just like that. We're in. So we're going to set our host name. Okay, so nano/etc/host name. I always just like to put Arch Linux. You're going to hit Control X. You're going to hit Y. You're going to hit Enter, and therefore it's saved. And we're going to hit Clear just to get rid of that. Okay. Next, we're going to generate our locale, and we do that by nano/etc/locale.gen. We're going to on-comment where we are. So wherever you are in the world, choose. I'm not in the US, but I always like to use the American ones just because, and that's not how you do it. You remove this hash, and that's it. You hit Control X, you hit Y, you hit Enter. And we're going to clear again, just to get rid of that. I want to keep the window as clear as possible for you guys. Now do locale-gen, and it will generate your locale. And then we're going to echo everything we need to into the config. So echo lang, if I could spell properly. Lang in all caps. It's not letting me. Troublesome times. So en_us dot utf, all right, -8, and we're going to put this in /etc and locale.com. Okay, I am way too used to adding capital S's. Okay, so user add -mg users -G wheel, storage, power, -s, small s, mind you, -bin, -bash, and your username. And we do password again, wardoc, enter your password, enter it again, and that part is done. So next we need to install sudo, because we want to have sudo privileges, and we need to edit ourselves in to the sudo file. There we go. Go all the way down to the bottom until you find wheel. It will be right here. And we want to remove that hash again. Once again, you already know how to save. I'm sure it's in your head by now. Anyway, sudo is done. And next we get to install grub. So sudo hackman-s grub, all right, EFI boot mgr DOS fs tools and mtools. You're gonna need all these to do what we're about to do. So make dir /boot/EFI/. Once that's done, we're wanting to mount that. So mount /dev/sda1, which is your EFI partition. And we're going to put that into boot/EFI. Hit enter. And next we're just going to make sure grub gets installed in the right place. So we're going to be using a 64-bit. And we're going to do bootloader-id equals grub_UEFI. Recheck and go for it. No error reported, so we're good. Next, we're going to generate our grub config file. And we do this with the make config command -o/boot/grub/grub config. That's going to generate everything there. All right, so we're pretty much done. Now we just got to enable the multi-lib repo. And to do this, nano /etc/pacman.conf. Okay. We're going to go down and we're going to on hash, or on comment as it's called, the multi-lib repo, because it's got a lot of stuff in there we need. Okay. And clear. All right. So now comes the easy part. We need to install a DE. We're going to make sure our databases are up to date. And we're going to do pacman-s. We're going to use GNOME. Don't hate me for this. But if you're on Nvidia, use GNOME. Because Nvidia has some performance issues I found with everything else. You could use whatever other DE you want. Just avoid KDE for now until 5.16 comes out. And you are going to need all these files right here. Okay. And you're probably wanting wine staging. And we're going to add Lutris for kicks, Steam, in case you're a gamer, and gnome-tweak-tools. We're adding that for post-install. So, not found, GNOME tweak tools. All right, let's do the last part then, shall we? So, systemctl, enable BTM. Enabling that will allow your boot manager to basically pop up your logon screen, okay? And the next thing we have to do is enable our internet, and we're done. So we're using ENS33, all right? So system CTL, okay? Enable DHCPCD at, and we type ENS33, and it's done. We're done. So we can reboot, exit first, and then reboot. And this should bring us directly into GNOME. Afterwards, as you can see, we are loading up Arch. Yay! And the final result is we have a DE. That's a desktop environment. We have audio, we have a logon screen, we have everything we need, and we're done. And now we just got to enter our password that we've already set, log in, and begin doing whatever we want to do. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a great day, and I'll see you next time. And I'm sorry, this should have only taken 10 minutes, but I took my time so you guys could definitely have a better experience.